Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rosano. This is the Affiliate Party Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about when should you put in that 2-week notice from your quote 9-to-5 job, huh? Now, I thought about this subject last week because I watched a lot of writing a story. So I do some research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of articles, and it almost started making my eyes cross because there's a lot of times people just saying, quit your 9-to-5, quit your 9-to-5, quit your 9-to-5. There's a lot of 9-to-5 talk, and I thought, and they try to make it seem the influencers or the gurus, however you want to put it, basically kept saying, quit that stupid job, quit that stupid 9-to-5 job. And it's like, man, don't give people that terrible advice, First off, when you're in the online marketing space, a lot of people won't tell you this, but I'm here to tell you. Anytime you want to start a business, it's tough sledding, you know what I mean? My wife, she owns a business. It's tough. Now she has, after the COVID-19, my wife went from having 6 employees to having 1, and that employee is herself. Okay, my wife, most of them quit, or most of them just said, I don't feel comfortable coming back, and they was drawing money or whatever. So a lot of them quit, and that was just her, and it's hard and it's tough. And my friend, he one of my best friends, just yesterday he celebrated his 12th year in business. He owns a business in Atlanta, and he was telling me, and I remember when he first got started, he cashed in his 401k. He saw a building, got the building, did all that, and he got started, and he said it was tough. I remember he was sleeping in the back of the shop for a little while, and I mean he sacrificed it, but he had to quit his job because he makes and sells donuts, so at the time he had to get up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. He had to make the donuts. Then he had to he was in the back. Then he had to go to the front to sell the donuts. Then he would have to go outside to promote the donuts. So that was a full-time job. He had to be there 24. He had to be there all day. So he couldn't quite naturally go to work and in the afternoon because everything was basically him in the business. But it's different for you and I because we're in the online space. I can drive. I have to be fully invested when I'm driving. So I wake up early, a couple hours early, and I stay up late, at least every other night to work on this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't have to quit this job to go do affiliate marketing, You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to quit. Don't let anybody tell you, your job's stupid, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you might not be excited about your job or whatever, but keep doing the job because you got to build up some, one thing people don't tell you, and I'm here to tell you, when it comes to anything online, you have to have some capital. You have to have some cash, you have to have either some money or a credit card. I mean, I don't advise you to use a credit card. I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't advise you to use a credit card with this stuff, because today, 1 month you might make $7,500. The next month you could make zero. This is just how business works. So you want to make some capital because I know along the journey, in my 2-year journey, I've worked. This job has helped me out a lot because I'm able to run real hard and save up some money. Like I saved up and bought a Canon M50. I saved up and bought a camera. I saved up and bought, microphones, saved up and bought, this, that, and the other. The computer I use today. So, and I'm still not done with the business. It's a lot more things that I need to buy to, make this thing full. It's a lot more things I need to buy to make this thing into a full-time career. You understand what I'm saying? So, don't let anybody, you're going, because a lot of people, and this is a thing I watched on the news one day. social media makes people feel bad about themselves. It's very true now, because when I started online, I would watch the people, because when you first get started, you don't know who the hell, you don't know who to go to. You don't know who's fake, you don't know who's telling the truth, you don't know who's genuine, you don't know anything. So when you're first getting started in the online business, you're just thinking, okay, this guy seems like because like I said the other day, or sometime this week, first thing, you always go to the one, because people get started online. Listen, this podcast is, I'm getting better at this podcast, but listen, I know I don't have 1 million people listening to this podcast as of today. You understand what I'm saying? As of August the 26th, 1 million people ain't listening to this podcast. I know this, you know this, okay? But eventually, when this podcast has thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, somebody's gonna be new. They're gonna come. They're gonna listen to me, and then I might give them bad information, and they'll follow it. But I'm not here for that. But anyway, when you first come online, like I did, first got online, I'm listening, and they're like, "Oh man, you gotta, sometimes just, quit that job and get started, because you can make money fast." You can try, but I wouldn't do it, because they don't tell you. Everybody's quick to sell you a course, but the one thing the one thing they won't share with you is it takes money to make money. I mean, you probably know this already, but especially online, because they'll tell you watch these videos and they're like, make $100 easy. And it's like, how in the hell can I make $100 online? They say, well, do this and do that. Oh, buy this and buy that. And it's like, but if I got to spend $75 and make $100, I mean, you might be willing to do it, but you still have to spend money. See, a lot of people won't discuss that with you, So that's why you have to keep the job that you have. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to save up some money, build up some income to get this whole thing off the ground. You don't have to have $2 million. You don't have to. It's not a McDonald's franchise. Don't get me wrong, but you still need some kind of capital, especially if you want to get into a YouTube channel. You need a nice camera. You need to have your sound decent, because it's another thing. People just say, "Oh, go on YouTube." So, I mean, you'll be a goofball and you just hold the phone up, and you don't know anything. You need somebody to. You need a decent. Well, you can use your iPhone, of course, but you have to you want to buy a microphone so you can sound decent, because if you sound like crap, nobody's gonna watch your video anyway, So that's why I always tell people, and me and my friend have this discussion a lot, and he's like, man, because my friend, he's very anti Gary Vee. He always shakes his head at Gary Vee, because Gary Vee does a lot of preaching about hustling and this whole world we live in, the gig economy. My friend, he's like, man, I don't know why they be out here telling these people to drive Uber and then go do your business. Just get a job or something. And I'm like, man, you can live your dream, but you don't have to be out here. You don't have to work 24 hours a day. I mean, if you drive Uber, you might as well stick to the career you got. Until you save up some money and get the business you want off the ground. You know what I mean? So. I mean, yeah, just so the point of this podcast today is, don't feel bad about working a job, having a career. Don't feel bad about that. Don't feel bad if you're struggling. When you start the business, don't feel bad if you're struggling. Don't feel bad if it don't kick in yet. Just, as I say all the time, sometimes I know, now that I've done this enough, I've done this podcast enough, I know when I'm repeating myself. And I probably said this the other day, but I mean, just don't quit. You know what I mean? Just you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out which lane you want to go into. It's a lot of different avenues you can go down. It's a lot of different roads you can go down. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's because the main thing is, the reason why people don't make it, bad planning and just quitting. You gotta have some strategy. Eventually, you'll get some strategy going. Trust me. everything will start hitting. Everything will start coming to you more and more. The more you do it, the more it'll come to you. And then once you get the ball rolling, it's up to you. Once you start making, oh yeah, another thing, the magical number that people like to tell you is $10,000. But if you might only need $10,000 a month. I know I watched quite a few Robert Kiyosaki videos about cash flow and just housing market, things like that. Him and it's another guy I listen to. His name is Garrett Gunderson, about cash flow and stuff like that. But anyway, I mean, if your bills are like $1,500 and your online business is bringing in $5,000, then you can quit your job. If you don't have a lot of if you don't need a lot of income, then the faster you can quit your job. It's not like if you're a doctor and you're trying to do affiliate marketing. I mean, I probably would just keep being a doctor myself. I mean, hell, if I was a doctor, I'd sell a course about being a doctor, maybe. You know what I mean? But anyway, I mean, so that's that. The whole 9-to-5 thing. Don't feel bad about that. Don't make anybody. Because I remember when I was 22, I remember I went to this Amway Amway meet, and this guy was like, hey man, quit that stupid job. And he was like, job just over broke. I was like, oh Jesus, just over broke. And I remember I telling my brother, he laughed and he's like, oh man, you doing that bull job? And I was like, come on man. I said, I just went to a meeting, man. I didn't sign up for anything yet, And my brother's like, oh man, that stuff ain't gonna work. But yeah, so don't feel bad, because in my research, I probably said this in this podcast, but in my research, it was always, the first thing they would tell you in all these webinars, And I told you yesterday how I watched webinars for like 2 weeks, a couple of years ago. All these webinars, they just said, that stupid 9-to-5. And I'm like, and I kept thinking to myself, I don't even have a 9-to-5 job. I work like 14 hours a day. So what the hell's a 9-to-5? If I had a 9-to-5 job, I'd probably be all right with myself. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus. Don't make jobs out to be a bad thing. Working for somebody is not like the end all be all. You ain't gonna kill yourself if you're working for somebody. I know this guy. This guy, he wears these shirts all the time. He's like, all right, man, quit that stupid job. But then he's like, oh, I'm just coming from work. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? But anyway, yeah, 9-to-5's not a big deal. Don't let the Gary V's of the world and all this, these social media influencers of the world, don't let them pull a fast one on you, thinking 9-to-5 is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Make some money, save up some money to get your business started, and get it started, and then take it from there. And you'll make it work. You'll knock it out the park. Trust me. It's a battle. It's an uphill battle, but it's one worth fighting for. Especially because, well, as we both know, the journey's never over. But you get to a point where you're making enough money, you can leave that job. And then you got to work harder, because then it's just you. You know what I mean? You don't have a job to fall back on. A job is a safety net. I mean, one thing I've heard Tony Robbins say a bunch of times is burn all the boats, but save one boat just in case. You never know. You know what I mean? It's just like before I go, I'll tell you a quick. One of the first companies I was gonna sign up for online, I saw was j.o.b, M-O-B-E. If you ever want to read about j.o.b and the pyramid scheme, I found out they were. Check them out. But anyway, yeah. So the j.o.b had an entry point of $49. I said, okay, $49 don't sound bad. Then they said, $49. Do you do a 21-day coaching period, a coaching program? And I thought, 21 days, I don't know. So I didn't do the $49. Come to find out, I read more about j.o.b. The only thing they would do was you sign up for the 49-day program, then they would say, okay, give us $10,000. Then you can be an affiliate for j.o.b. And then you have to tell other people about j.o.b. and they'll spend $10,000. Now, if I would have quit my job then, if I would have said, shit, yeah, because that guy, he was basically like, quit your job and work and be an affiliate of moved, basically. You know what I mean? If I'd have quit my job right now, I'd have been looking like a damn idiot. You know what I mean? Because moved, after about 2 months later, moved fell flat on their ass. So that would have been a waste. First off, I'd have wasted $10,000 that I didn't have at the time. So that would have been one thing. And then another thing, I'd have looked like a damn idiot. So, point of all this is, get started online. Get started in your business. Get your business off the ground. Get it running. Then you can think about, when do I want to quit? If I want to quit, all that good stuff, And after today, we will not use the word 9 to 5. Well, we will try not to use the word 9 to 5 on this podcast because that word is annoying as hell to me. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it for today. That's the podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to be on my email list, go to thelousydriver.com. On the first page you can see an ugly website, by the way. Go click on thelousydriver.com. Scroll down. Type in your name and your email address. And boom, you'll be on my email list. Got to start pumping out more emails. Last 6 weeks I've been focused on this podcast. The emails have come to a grinding halt, but we'll start cranking them back out in the next couple of days. Well, probably next week, Monday. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But anyway, want to be the email list? Just go down, scroll, name, email, sign up. You can read these emails I'll start producing, and maybe you can get some ideas. Take it from there. All right. Until tomorrow, my name is Tony Rizzano. This is the Affiliate Party Podcast, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everybody. And as always, peace.